What's happening, people? United Central here, back with another video. It is the Manchester Derby build-up, Carabao Cup semi-final, all of that good stuff. The big one, guys, a big, massive preview. And how you doing, Steve? Before we do this, all this, how's the first day of lockdown for you?
Same as the other God knows how many days, man. Also, by the way, if you wonder why your side's late, it's my fault. So apologies for the lateness of this video. It's my. I'll man up and take the responsibility. So, but I'm good, man. I'm good. It's just life, isn't it? Life's a bit naff, but crack on and try and enjoy football and hope everyone's all right. Touch wood, and obviously, that's all we can do at the moment because there's nothing else we can do, is there? Really, unfortunately.
No,
you all right?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Just had a bit of the holiday time or whatnot. I work in it as well, so I'm like whatever. I'm waiting for the email from the guys upstairs, and we'll see. It could be a tricky one, man. It's one of them. It's up and down time, isn't it? You know what I mean? You don't know what's going on.
No one does, mate. It's just there's got to be more stuff in like 45 minutes, isn't he? Our supreme leader's chatting away again at 5 o'clock. So God knows what he's announcing this time, man.
I know. Hopefully, we'll leave this little preview, and hopefully, we can have some kind of explanation as to what's going on. But guys, if you're enjoying this video right now, please smash a like on the video, share the video across all your platforms, and we'll get cracking. And just want to say, Steve, how's your preparation been like? Man City. I know you won on the weekend, but how's it been like watching Man City in a minute? Because obviously you've had loads of stuff with COVID, Mendy issue. How's it been like for you as a fan watching what's been going on at City in a minute?
We're in a weird spot at the moment at City, I guess. I mean, I think we started pretty slowly. I mean, I personally didn't lose my head, and I even did a video on my channel, so I got proof, frankly, I didn't lose my head with the whole Pep out stuff, where I said 17 reasons to remain positive and all that kind of stuff. And it's taken a bit of time. I think City have been trying to adapt this season to not having David Silva, not having Pete Fernandinho, I guess, not having Aguero full stop. He's been injured, unfortunately, but and I think it was taking us a little bit of time to find a bit of a compromise, basically. And I think City have started to find a bit of compromise in shape. Obviously, Diaz has come in, has been immense, man. He's been absolutely brilliant. Ruben Diaz has been a rock, and he's turned John Stones into Johnny Big Boulders now instead of John Stones. He's actually genuinely been brilliant. So we've got a really good defensive pair in there, and I think basically we've been trying to find a way to be defensively solid and create chances. And it does feel like, unfortunately, in terms of timing for you guys, we're kind of getting there. Obviously, the only problem is that we've got a lot of. We don't really know who's out tomorrow, because Guardiola hasn't done a press conference today, but he did mention something about only having 15 players still. So I'm going to presume it's going to be the same as the other day, but without Bernardo. So Bernardo's suspended, which he loves the big game against you guys. So that's a big loss as well. So unfortunately, we've got a small squad. We had 3 academy lads on the bench for the day, so I presume it might be 4 or maybe 4 or 5. I mean, I don't know, but we are playing well. We've not lost in 10 games or something like that. We're finding a way to win games. We're very, very, very strong defensively, and we're in better form than last time we played. And I guess it's the same for you guys as well. We're both in better form since the last time we played, back in December. So it's been a weird time, but I think City fans have gone around from panicking and flapping a bit to largely being pretty content to see that. I think we're not actually as far away as we realised, and we've been slowly creeping up the table. And I saw some bookies saying that City are favourites again now for the league, which is a turnaround from a few weeks ago when the debate was about will Guardiola walk away in a few months. So I've accepted that we're not the team of 17, 18 or 18, 19 anymore. Personally, we're not that. We haven't got some of the players that we had back then. But I think we're better than most people realise, and I think we are. I think we should be written off at people's peril, really.
And what we read of the COVID situation, obviously you guys have been ravaged with COVID, your whole squad. I think someone made a question there saying 40 test positive, will the Premier League be stopped? I see today I think it was a Sky Sports reported today, 40 positive tests in the latest round of testing. Are you concerned by that, or you think you still trust in the kind of methods of the football club, the way they've been managing it since March? To have 40 out of 2,000 players, is it altogether, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, It's not. It's obviously not good. I mean, it was inevitable. We can't. It's like we know the numbers in the country at this moment. If you're not watching from the UK, it's just imagine your worst case country numbers, and that's us every day. So it's it's a mess here at the moment. It really is, and it was inevitable. Guardiola was talking about it. He doesn't seem particularly happy, Guardiola, and I think, to be honest, he's got a reason. I don't think he's moaning because City are in good form. Obviously, he literally lost his mum to the thing, So he's got a reason to feel low about it. But he was saying, he finds it a little bit weird how, football's, he said, what did he say? It feels like we're in our own little state within the island in terms of football's in its own little weird thing when everyone's expected to carry on where the world's pausing around them. And I get his frustrations there from a humanitarian kind of perspective, because it is strange, isn't it? How football's like when everyone's talking about closing schools and all this kind of stuff, everyone's like, yeah, but football will carry on. It's fucking mad. It's mad. It is a bit weird, how, we're like, no, football will carry on despite literal people's jobs stopping and kids aren't getting education. And
where do you sit with that? Where do you sit with that?
I mean, personally, I think so much. My personal take, even though once again City are in form, and it's literally, this is my literal job, man. So I'm saying this from a position of potentially losing money, from this, and I will. If football's paused, I'll lose money. But my personal perspective, from a genuine adult perspective, is that we all take football so seriously in this country, and I include myself in that I don't think people fully pay attention personally unless something drastic happens, and that's not even closing schools mostly, but it's literally football stopping. So I genuinely feel like people will take it a lot more seriously if football stops, because if football stops, it's then the fun stops, and everyone's like, oh shit, this is real. I mean, I genuinely think everyone should have been in it together. Personally, I always believe as a country, I know it's a very political this, but I do believe if we're all in it together, it's a lot easier to take. And I think with football carrying on, people will go, well, yeah, but it can't be that big a deal if football's. It just feels like a mixed message to me personally. So I'm personally, I feel like everyone should have done. Even if it's just a 2-month break, and I do actually believe look at also the lad at Newcastle, St. Maximin, he's currently suffering still, isn't he? So if I was football, I know we all have different views on it, and I'm not going to tell everyone they're wrong, but I do genuinely, I in a pure psychology perspective, I think we should all be in it together regardless of what's going on, and I think that's just that's my take. But it's obviously going to stop. We all know this, and I don't blame certain managers for feeling uncomfortable, because why wouldn't they? Look at Roy Hodgson, he's 70 years old, and so I'd be nervous if I was Roy, but anyway, innit? Football, COVID, shite.
Football, yeah. I think for me, for the mental health of everyone, the well-being of everyone. I mean, football, as much as it's got this kind of negatives in terms of the testing and whatnot and the current climate we're in, I think for everyone's sanity and mind, there's no gyms around.
I get that.
I think we have to keep football on, but.
As you guys all about compromising it, man. It's all about compromising.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like they've got to keep testing in place, keep it going. Absolutely. You guys have used your kind of break to your advantage. You know what I mean? Look at the way you dismantled Chelsea. You know what? Yeah, that scoreline. Yeah, I think it flattered a lot of Chelsea fans because they thought, was it as kind of? I thought you absolutely battered them. And I thought
we were by far the better team. Yeah, they didn't like scoring at all until the last minute. They genuinely didn't. We were. It was like a perfect away performance. None of us saw it coming. Honestly, I knew City were playing well, but we didn't expect to be that comfortable. And in general, I feel like I was just impressed. I was really impressed, and the thing that was impressive from a City fan perspective was not the score, because obviously City are capable of beating anyone like that. We're all used to City scoring a few goals in a big game. We've done it plenty of times, so that's not really shocking. For me, the thing that's impressive from a City fan perspective was, once again, the football looks good. It looked intelligent. There was creativity that I've not seen from a City side for a while, in terms of passing it out from the back, doing the little triangles from defence, working it up the pitch, and we felt a little bit neutered recently. We felt a little bit like a kind of B-Tech version of ourselves, if I'm being honest, like a cheap impression. And recently, football has been kind of stoic and functional, but not exciting. And this was exciting football. And we were just miles better than Chelsea. I know that's not a big compliment these days because they're shockingly bad or whatever, but still, it's a big game going away at Stamford Bridge and winning. I mean, it should have been 3 or 4-0. It should have been 3-1. I mean, the goal was soft. We conceded at the end, and we missed good chances as well. I was delighted. It was our probably most impressive performance of the season, I think, so far. And it feels like we're warming into it. So it felt like we were due a performance like that. And I'm glad it came when it did.
You know what? And I feel like for me, I thought the keeper, when he made that mistake, I thought, was it going to be kind of one of them games where if Chelsea could get out of them, but Diaz, for me, he looks perilous. He looks unbelievably good.
He's 23, man. He's 23.
You know what? I wanted it before Maguire. a lot of people didn't realize, but I was saying on a podcast way back in the summer of when we were getting Maguire, go and get Diaz. He's absolutely brilliant. He plays for Benfica. You know, I mean, he's for his age and what he was doing at that time was unbelievable. And I thought he's looking unbelievable now. Stones is a new player.
Yeah, he's one of those. He looks better around better plays as well. The reason I was confident about Diaz is apparently he had a relatively mid-season for like Benfica, but the season before that he was great. But the reason I was confident about Diaz is because he looks great for Portugal. So he looked better when he was around the likes of Ronaldo and Cancelo and Bernardo Silva and Bruno Fernandes. Players of a high quality. Some players genuinely react to higher expectations, and obviously if they're surrounded by better players before one. So I feel like he was just too good for Benfica's level and having to do everything on his own. And that, of course, will affect you every now and then. Whereas I feel like at City, he's meeting the standards that he demands of players around him. And I think it's just improved his game even more. And yeah, I mean, the fact that he's the baby of our defense already. Like literally the other day, Chelsea.
I remember, sorry to cut you off there, but I remember when Stones, I think he went up to the stands, but the way he was got in there and he told everyone go there. I keep saying to myself, is he actually 23? Like seriously,
no, he does. He looks about. He looks the same age as me. I'm 35, man. I know I'm a baby face, admittedly, but like, he's like. I'm young looking for my age, but like it's weird because like he's younger than Zinchenko, he was younger than Cancelo and the Stones, and he was the one pushing Fernandinho around. Fernandinho's 35 years old, a senior statesman of the team, and he's been that inspirational already. Like it's freakishly natural, in terms of leadership. I mean, and everyone wants a captain like that, or a potential captain like that in defence. And I'll be honest, a lot of City fans thought he might be pretty good. But no one thought he'd be this good. Even I didn't. I thought he'd do well, but I thought there'd be a mistake every now and then. Because why wouldn't there be? When someone new joins. But he's been impeccable. Like every game is like there's a thread on the Man City forum that I read, and it's like. Like after a game and like when you see like everyone talking about plays and shit like that, and like everyone's chatting about Foden or Bernardo, and like no one really talks about Diaz already because they're just used to him being good. And that's City fans. It's like. Everyone's ranting about everyone else, but it's just almost like City fans have already accepted that every game for him is going to be a 7 or 8 out of 10. And that reliability, man, it's just great. It's great. I love it. And one we got right defensively, which is nice. I'll take that.
Is he more important than Laporte now? Like it's crazy how Laporte's obviously drifted out of the team, but that partnership there for you is that kind of the thing you're looking at? Thinking, you know what, that's the best balanced kind of centre back pairing.
It's working, isn't it? Like it's just working, and that's all you can say, really. Like if something works, and I think Stones has always been a confidence player, and he always looked good alongside players who are leaders naturally. I know that's obvious, but when he was alongside Otamendi, he was a bit rash and a bit reckless. He did struggle a little bit there. So I feel like in general, Stones has reacted to someone who has that. What Diaz does brilliantly is like, as you said before, he'd be getting Stones from the stands and cheering him on and stuff. He's cajoling players. He's the first over as well to players who have made a mistake to say, "Don't worry about it." He's a proper leader that way. And I feel like Stones needs someone who can like demand high expectations from him, and also at the same time, congratulate him alongside him. And I think Stones is a little bit like he's very much a confidence player. But at the moment, like when Stones is in form, like as we know, when players are in form anyway, they do everything better. Like when obviously like. Fast players look faster when they're confident. I don't know what it is. It's because they're quick, sharper, and defenders like who are strong look stronger when they're confident, and they look fat. Stones looks faster. He looks stronger. He looks more aware, and he's not faster and stronger. He's obviously more alert and confident in what he's doing, so he's not dawdling. And when that's obviously at elite level football, if you're confident and assertive, you're going to look faster than your teammates, even if you're not actually fast because you're just ready. And Stones at the moment, like he's an ultimate confidence player, and this is the best I've seen him play. Genuinely, like even out. He played one bit of the 17-18 season where he's brilliant before he got an injury, but I think he's better now, genuinely, because he looks more like he looks like he's ready in his head, because he had a relatively messy breakup with his child and sweetheart and all that kind of stuff. He'd been in a long-term relationship since like school or something like that, and he had a long-term breakup, and apparently he unsettled him. I mean, obviously that's not good, but there's an element where you're like, well, come on, man, you have to get over it. Unfortunately, at some point, you have to crack on. But it looks like he's realised in that City apparently were relatively willing to sell him in the summer because he wasn't going that well and stuff. And obviously his contracts are now.
Arsenal will backside him.
Yeah, I heard a rumor as well that Spurs put a bid in, at one point, but then they kind of went back on it. But basically, a few clubs were sniffing around him, and apparently, that doesn't surprise anyone. He's obviously got a good caliber and stuff. But I think like the pennies dropped for him. And I think obviously the expectations now around the centre back, we've gone from having Garcia as a kid, Otamendi, who was unfortunately miles past it last season. Fernandinho was a 35-year-old defensive midfielder playing at centre back. We've gone from having these options and Laporte, who was mostly injured, to now we've got like Laporte, Diaz, and we've got Ake as well, who's a good centre back as well. So the defensive options. It's gone really good. It's like Stones. It's either basically like, mate, you either get good or you're gone, basically. And I feel like it's almost like the standards now at centre back. No one can afford to make a mistake or they're out of the team. And I think genuinely that's something happened to Laporte. Whereas previously, if Stones made a mistake, well, he was going to probably play anyway. Or if Garcia made a mistake, he'd probably play anyway because there was no one else in form. So now I feel like circumstances have come together and basically he's found his best form alongside, obviously I can't really deny the impact Diaz had him, but it's good. Yeah. It's good. We've got a good defence.
Who would have thought Man City defence would be the strongest point? You know what I mean? I think for many years, you know what I mean, there's been loads of things going on with City, but the defence has been one of the kind of, I always remember like, Mangala, Nastasic, them kind of players.
We had some stinkers, can't deny that.
Kales, I just feel like for now, City are now kind of gifted in that kind of sense. Obviously, the title of the video is who leads the Carabao Cup more? And I know it's an easy question because City have won last 3 in a row or 4 in a row.
We've won last 4 out of 5, but last 3 in a row. We've been good all the time, man. Like, I love the Carabao. Do you know what? Like I love it just because I think I always maintain. I know this is very unpopular, but I genuinely feel like it's a more interesting competition than the FA Cup, just because you get like the mad games early on, you with the kids and all that playing and stuff. And then I kind of like what it does for teams, because if you're going for a title and then you've just won the trophy in February, like that's a proper nice like little moment for the team in general. So it gets you tasting success, and going to Wembley and picking a trophy up in February when you've got a title race. It's just such a boost. It really is like I like it as well, just because I've had some great days at Wembley with my dad watching, and it's like it's just good fun. It's just good fun, and I'm old enough now, as you now know, to remember being dead shit. So like I will never get bored of City winning any trophy. I don't give a shit, man. If it's a Johnston's paint trophy or whatever, I want to win everything. Like if we can win it, I want to win it because it's just fun. It's fun to win trophies, and you've seen United win a lot of trophies and stuff. So like, it's just good. I mean, obviously you need it more than us. You do, don't you?
We need a trophy.
But I would be disappointed to get this far against you guys in the semi-final and not go through. I would be disappointed because I want.
Sorry, go on.
I think, but also another thing, by the way, I'm pretty certain this is the last year when it's going to be called the Carabao Cup, and the first year is when we won it. Yeah, so I've got a feeling we'll be the only ever, if we win it this year, we'll be the only ever Carabao Cup holders. So I want to be the only ever Carabao Cup, man. Like
that's a good start, That's a good start. You know what I mean?
I think it came in the Carabao Cup came in like 3 years ago, and in terms of the sponsorship and stuff. So I want to win them all. I want to win every Carabao Cup, and it'll be like a City meme then forever. And like Carabao City Cup, that's what I want, man.
And you know what it is, for me, like, when you look at it, I'm just glad it's a one-legged tie because I feel like Man United can do damage over one leg at home as well. I think, we've got the bit between our teeth right now. We're playing well. Things are looking jolly. I think we've got the best league forms in 2020. It's crazy how Man United play right now. Are you kind of like thinking, damn, I wish it was a 2-legged tie. Maybe we'd have a more of a chance. Or are you, because you played well that game against Chelsea, and you can rest easily FA Cup, so you can probably play your best 11 because you've got who you got in the FA Cup? Birmingham, is it?
Yes, Birmingham, that's correct. But in general, man, like we've got Birmingham at home. Like I'm kind of relaxed. I mean, obviously, in this instance, like a 2-legged game would be better because then we would be at the Etihad, So obviously, it's worked well because obviously, you're at home, we're away from home. I know it's not a big deal, we're not traveling anywhere or anything like that, but like Jama, same Jaden Braff should start. Jama is like the biggest Jaden Braff fanboy in the world. Is it? Not gonna happen, unfortunately. But basically, hello to Jama, by the way. But I don't know. I feel like I would have liked 2 legs given the fact that we're not playing at home. But I do fancy our chances. And one thing I will say is that the game should be a lot less boring than the other one. And that was depressingly. I thought, to be honest, man, I did feel like you were a little bit. I feel like you were a little bit. You were a little bit scared of us that game, understanding because your form wasn't as good as it is then. But you definitely sat back an awful lot, and City fans were a bit annoyed that day that we didn't go for the win.
I think both teams looked a bit like. you know,
I
I
agree.
think you didn't want to go for it as well.
We didn't go for it either. That's what's annoyed City fans, because I feel like we had another gear to go. We could have brought people like Foden on, obviously a City fan in a derby. That would have been great. But hello, Jimmy, as well. Sorry, you don't mind me saying that, because I recognise some of the regular viewers and stuff.
So. No, go for it.
Yeah, but like I do kind of, I was frustrated by the game, but I am looking forward to the fact that this is going to be, it's going to be, hopefully it should be a proper game, proper like derby. And it would be nice. It'd be nice if there's goals in it, for everyone's sake. Obviously, I want City to score more, but like, it would be nice to see an interesting game, not just 1-0 or 0-0 or whatever, or penalties or something.
Yeah, someone says, do you think we'll play a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, Stephen? I presume he's talking about City there.
Yeah, it'll be a bit of both, mate. It'll be like Gundogan. Basically, Gundogan has been playing a role at the moment.
You know what? I'm gonna have to put my my kind of hats off to him, because we do a top 6 show, and there's a lad called Stephen, and he says that, you know what? He goes, Gundogan is probably arguably City's most important player, and you know what? I can't complain, because the way he played, bloody hell, mate, he's doing what he sent. Was it is it Thiago? He did a little thing, shimmy. And I was like, wow, is that actually
a beautiful goal, man? Like he's got. I hate this game because it's fucking when you stopped us winning the league that time, but he scored a goal very similar against you guys, the Etihad when you turned it around at half time. But he's got a little trick and a goal in him with Gundogan. And I feel like at the moment he's kind of finding a new role, basically. I feel like basically he's finding like this. He started the season as more of a double pivot, but recently, alongside Rodri, but he's getting forward a little bit more at the moment, and I think it really suits his game to be a little bit of a number 6 and a little bit of a number 8. So he's playing like somewhere in between that role. So I think he'll be occasionally a 4-2-3-1, sometimes a 4-3-3. But against Chelsea, I don't even know what it was. It was like it was actually De Bruyne as a false 9 in that game, and then De Bruyne, and then Sterling out wide, Foden, and then Bernardo. This is what I'm good about Bernardo, because I feel like we found a formation that really worked the other day, and Bernardo was drifting to midfield alongside Gundogan at times ahead of Rodri, while Cancelo got forward and it was offering loads of whip. So I feel like we might see a more pragmatic Manchester City, because Guardiola does respect United, so I reckon it'll end up being mainly a double pivot with Gundogan and Rodri with De Bruyne ahead of them. But I would not be surprised to see City start one way, and they can, within 5 minutes the formation looks different anyway. So it'll be a mixture of many formations, but based around the rough 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, I reckon.
Yeah, Blue Boy Network says Man United have a better squad in my opinion. Shout out to Blue Boys. I'll be on their channel at 8:30. Go check them out, you guys. Big Everton fan channel. But just alluded to like the kind of cup final. Pep Guardiola. What's his kind of mentality going into this game? I seen bits of his press conference talking about the situation with the season and whatnot. But how's his mentality to this game? I think Guardiola's thinking we need to get this. We need to win Man United and then go on a winning streak, because I feel like
of course.
Your fixture list is very, very good, in terms of
we've got I mean, I'll get the fixture list up now and I'll read it out, but we've got look, if we win this game could genuinely be huge for Manchester City, because you've got like if we get to the final, that's massive. We've won a derby, and obviously knock your confidence a little bit. Then after that, we've got Birmingham FA Cup, but then we got up until the end of January, we got Brighton, Palace, Villa, West Brom, Sheffield United, and the City looking at all those games and going, we could, and probably we should be feasibly top of the league. At the end of that, and that's not even a reason. Obviously, you've got to play. You've got to play Liverpool, and someone's dropping points there potentially. So definitely, so that's how it works. So I mean, City will be looking at this game as something that could kickstart or the momentum. We'll try to confirm the momentum, because we have got a bit of momentum at the moment, and this game's huge for that. I mean, like, if you win this game, you feel confident and you feel great. If we lose it, obviously we'll probably still beat Birmingham and then win lots of league games, but it'll be a kick in the teeth, and it'll obviously be. I mean, the importance of this game is mainly about not letting United get a confidence boost as much as it is about City getting one for us. But like, I don't want you to get to a final, because like, I obviously want United not to feel confident personally, and that's why I think Guardiola will be taking it seriously. I think it is an important game, and Guardiola, after the game against United last time, where people criticised his approach defensively, he was like, "Well, it's United, Man United. Like you're a good team."
Yeah, exactly.
He saw it as a good result, and I think City fans obviously were used up until a couple of years ago. We relatively beat you most games, and the last couple of years it has slowly changed. And I think City fans are like, "Can we not get it back to where it was 3 or 4 years ago when we were beating you relatively comfortably?" But as it is at the moment, it's not like that. So I think he'll take this very seriously and he'll be very, very focused on it because he knows the importance mentally of what this game can mean for either side.
Thanks for the super chat, Ryan Stewart. He goes, "Who's better at the moment, Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno Fernandes?" I don't really like to. I know. There's a fan base love to kind of compare them, but I think one is a kind of a player who is very, very much in the game. He wants to win. He wants to kind of be the end of everything. I think he's similar plays the way like Frank Lampard plays. I think Kevin De Bruyne takes a game. Always wants to find people. Pockets, you know what I mean? I feel like they're two different kind of players, but
what I will say, man, like I can admit that in terms of their over individual expectations, I think Fernandes is in better form for himself than De Bruyne is for himself, if that makes sense. I think that's probably fair. De Bruyne is still it's people talking about De Bruyne not being in great form, and he hasn't been in his best form, but he's still incredibly dangerous. The amount of chances he creates for us, and then obviously the assists he gets is still ridiculous. But Fernandes is, man, the guy's sheer end product. I can't deny that. I don't think it's obviously he's got a very different style to De Bruyne, and I think obviously any reasonable fan would go as good as Fernandes is at the moment. I mean, literally, De Bruyne has been one of the best players midfielders in world football for the past few years. So, obviously, he has to do it for a longer period. But I mean, it'd be remiss of me to say as a City fan, that Fernandes isn't very, very goddamn good because he is. He just clearly is, man. At the moment, he's probably in more dangerous form at the moment. But I still personally, as an overall play, overall kind of football in a team that could win a lot of trophies, at a high level, I still would rather have Kevin De Bruyne. I think because he's proven, and obviously Fernandes, United are doing well. Fernandes is your best player, but you've got a lot to. He's got a lot to help. You both got a lot to prove in general. And I think that's not unreasonable. I think it's just fair because if he fires you to a league title or trophies, and fair play, man. But De Bruyne has literally done that for us, and a couple of months of De Bruyne missing some cities doesn't really change that for me personally.
No, and you know what it is? I think people forget what De Bruyne has done as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
in this kind of league, he's been doing it for 2 or 3 years.
He plays for little old City, doesn't he? And I know we're unpopular, so we are. And we had I think if we had the fan base that you guys have got, there'd be no one even
you know what? That's true. That's true.
No one even did.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think Man United, I think you yourself, I think do a lot for media, City media. I think there isn't kind of much media kind of outlet for City. I think they kind of, keep themselves and whatnot. So I think that's probably fair as you can do. As a minute at United, just looking and touching on United in a minute. How are you finding United in a minute? Are you scared you worried about this game about United, or are you?
Yeah, of course. You're good. You're a good side. I don't mean this as a disrespect for United at all because you've been very good this season, but I do feel a little bit your success right now, and the stats to prove if you go back and look at previous seasons, is that you're doing as well as you are now a little bit because both Liverpool and City have dropped off. And fair play, you are taking advantage of it, but in previous years with your points total you've got now, you'd be about 5th, 4th, so it's one of those things where everyone else has dropped off it, but United are clearly improving. So that's literally what matters. I mean, but I think this season we're seeing we're not going to see the Premier League quality of the last few years where teams are getting 90 plus points to win the league. It's not going to be that. And if United win the league or if Liverpool or City win the league, it's going to be 75 to 80 points, maybe slightly low 80s, but I think even that's a stretch at the moment, so I feel like United have just kind of been consistent, got on with it, and are taking advantage of a dropping standards, which is fair enough, man, because that's all you can do. I'm not going to criticise them for not being that. But I mean, usually you would not be at top of the table in the previous years, having won 10 games out of 16. You'd have to win 14 or 13 out of 16.
That's a good point,
So,
isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm not criticising United for that, but I'm just saying, I think United. The point I'm making really is that this idea about United being back is only as right as City Liverpool going away, if that makes sense. So we need to see if United can keep it up. And to be honest, the form that you're forming at the moment is really good. But it's one of those things where if he keeps up and you keep winning games and you play on this form, you've not lost for 2 months or something. I don't know. Yeah. Is it not 2 months? I don't know. You've lost for a while now. Then who can criticize it? And your squad's good. Your squad's really fucking good. You've got, even if you do a little bit of cohesiveness and you are a bit consistent every now and then, you can't deny that is a very talented squad. And it's arguable that maybe even more, someone could do even more with it. Maybe a more qualified coach, something like that. But to fair to Solskjaer, he's built a lot of that squad, and he signed some good players, and you aren't far away, and you're not the joke that you were a couple of years ago. You're not. You're a good side now, and
the only joke you got is we play Wednesday, you guys play on a Thursday night. That's the only song we need to eradicate out of Man City's kind of squad.
Yeah. Well, we got that one for a while anyway, but at least you're not sixth anymore anyway. So
well, exactly.
But I think you've basically just been carrying on and getting pretty good and improving. Obviously, you've got I would love to see how you get on. I wouldn't love to see it because I don't want to see anyone injured. But if you lost Fernandes all of a sudden, that would be. I think you'd just collapse. I think you'd collapse. But so I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because it's the whole idea if you got rid of your best player, you wouldn't be as good a team. Well, obviously, for fuck's sake, who wouldn't be? But it's one of those things where I do feel like occasionally someone like him is papering over maybe a lack of organisation in the team. And I don't think that's unfair either. But you're a good team, and I am nervous about this because United have improved overall. Your confidence side, you got a shit ton of pace. You've got a lot of quality. You've got players. You've got players all over the pitch that can do something now. And that is if you've got that many quality players and you've got a bit of belief, and you can do anything. So of course United are good, and I've got a feeling it could be. I said in my preview as well, I would not be surprised if I'm waking up on Thursday doing a video about City going out. I still expect City to win. I hope City to win, but I would not be surprised. And I feel like the first time in a while United should feel well. If they don't feel already, but they should feel, relatively on par.
And that's probably the biggest message you can say. I think we have been good, but I think for me, I still don't underestimate, City's qualities. And I think Pep Guardiola, I think he's wants to make a big statement in this game. I feel like he's kind of lost a few games. The game against the one, the 0-0 draw. He'll want to make a big statement. And I feel like for me, it's all about your team, guys. I feel like for me, Foden has to start. He's your best, in terms of what it is for me, what Foden does, it gives you creativity and hard work. And I feel like that for me goes unnoticed for me. And that's why he gave him the big kind of hug, didn't he? That kind of thing. Top player, mate.
He's Foden is just goals and assists, and people get really bogged down on what Foden has done and what he hasn't done and all that kind of stuff. But people forget he's literally 20. Every young attacking player is going to have rough edges and occasionally disappear. But if he spends half an hour disappearing on a pitch, it doesn't fucking matter for me, because he literally gets goals and assists more or less every game. And what more can you expect from a 20-year-old than just regularly contributing to one of the best teams in the world and getting regular goals and assists? There's been stats going around today comparing records for loads of world-class players, including some of your own from bygone years, to Foden stats at the same age. And he's scored, the amount of goals he's scored compared to some of them, it's just ridiculous. He's record already. He's got 20-odd goals. He's got played 93 appearances. He's got God knows how many trophies. I think he should have played more. But when I say he should have played more, he's got 93 appearances. I think when I say more, he probably should be 110 appearances. So it's not like there's a massive discrepancy, if you know what I mean. I think he probably should have started another 10 games, 10, 15 games, something like that, it's a lot, but it's not like he's miles off where he should be, if that makes sense. So even though I agree with some of the criticism around Guardiola, I think you've got to bear in mind this is the kid trying to break into one of the most densely packed squads in world football going forward, and City whether anyone likes him or not, we're a global club these days with a massive team, and we're winners these days. And getting in ahead of the likes of Bernardo and Gabriel Jesus and Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva up until recently, and even Gundogan, these are players that would start for pretty much any team in the world. So Foden, he's doing phenomenally well to get involved in this conversation, but it's not unreasonable that he's not playing every week. I do think he should be playing more, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I'm not worried about it. And I think the other day against Chelsea was a big game for him, because I think he showed Guardiola in a big game like that. Ryan's right, by the way. England's got so much talent at the moment. Hopefully, you don't mess up. But in a big game like that, he showed that goals and assists again. Kid, if you're an end product, get him around the first team, because City have blacked goals recently. He's just end product, and obviously we all know technically how good he is when he's confident. We saw the England games and stuff, and he's only 20, and he's getting bigger and stronger still as well. We forget that. We all know we get bigger and stronger as you get older and stuff like that. And he's a baller. That's all I can say about it. He's brilliant, and I think by the end of the season, he would have started 30 games for Man City, and no one looking back and going, he didn't play enough. Everyone will be fine with it, and and I'm fine with his development as well because he's just a kid. You know, Scholes hadn't played a game for United at the same age. You know, like
it's crazy. It's crazy when you think of it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's do a combined 11 because I feel like that's a good way to kind of like end the show and get our predictions at the end of it. Combined 11. I don't think you guys got a keeper in there. Are you getting the American guy ahead of De Gea?
I'd like to, but I'll let you have this one because given that Edison's not there, I'll let you have this one.
All right, we'll go for the 4-3-3. We'll go for the 4-3-3. Right back. You know what? I think the best right back in the league at the minute. Cancelo. He reminds me of Danny Alves.
The other day he was playing like a hybrid number 2, number 6, number 10. He was like at one point he was literally just off Kevin De Bruyne up front, but he was doing that because Bernardo was covering and because he's such intelligent football. At the moment, he is literally the best right back in the league, in my personal opinion. Obviously, he's got a long way to go, and he's about time, given that we paid a lot of money for him. But he just looks brilliant at the moment, and that I can't deny that at the moment he should be there. And he's a lot more complete, in my opinion, than Wan-Bissaka. So I don't think that's even controversial. And I think his career shows that. I mean, honestly, as well as a centre back pairing, I'm best defence in the league at the moment. I will give you though personally left back. I think whoever you want a left back, you can have.
Nobody in there. Nobody in there. Head of
Stones and Diaz are better at the moment. They're just better.
I don't know, man. Bailly's been up last 4 games. I think we've had about 3 a couple of clean sheets in there. I'm sure you've got to put Bailly in there. Surely.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the best defense in the league, so like we've conceded 11 less goals than you guys with 1 game less played, so like those things where like I personally can't do it. You can go for it if you want because it's your channel, man. But you can say
I'm gonna go Bailly and Diaz. I think for me that's fair. I think Stones is good, but I feel like Diaz been as good as he is.
How many games has he played this season, Bailly? Like, is it like?
I think the last 4 games because I think
5 Premier League games, man.
I know, but I don't. On form, we've hardly had any centre backs that have been kind of on form this season. So I feel like for me, I've got to put Bailly and Diaz.
I don't agree, but I'll let you have it. But I genuinely he's played 8 games all season, Bailly. Just had 8 games all season. Stones has had 10 good games this season, So like. Java is fine, man. I'm going to disagree, but I'll let you have it because it doesn't.
You know what? We'll let that go to the audience, the viewers in the public. Let the people know. Let the comments go. You, my guys, spam the comments. Bailly or Stones. Bailly or Stones. Left back. I'm going to go with Luke Shaw because I feel like Luke Shaw. Teller's not been playing, that much, to be honest with you. I can't really just put Tellers in there. I think
how's he gone so far? Because I'll be honest, I've not paid attention as much as my team.
From what I've watched, I think he's a top left back. But the problem is, when you come to a league, I think, everyone looks at, the kind of what's kind of safe. I think Shaw is a safe left back. He gives you good defensively. He can go forward at times, not the best going forward, but he's solid defensively. I think Tellers, there's a lot of been hindering him, and there's a few games where he's been caught out a few moments, but I still believe he's just adapted to the league. Look at Cancelo, he came into the league very slow, and look at him now.
It takes time, I agree.
Takes time,
so. The comments are saying Stones, man. The comments are saying Stones.
You know what? Okay, we'll have to say Stones then.
Look at that, it's a lot of Stones. I'm not sure if it's people spamming, but it's a lot of Stones on there, so that's the people spoken. I don't know if City fans are fans somewhere, but there's a lot of Stones.
That's my brother right there. He's saying Stones.
I don't recognize most of these names. They're not from my channel. They're from your channel, I reckon. A couple of these ones.
Yeah. A couple of them just ran in there and thought, you know what? They're Bailly Stones. So we're going Shaw.
Yeah. All right, because Zinchenko has been he's been all right, but he's not good enough, obviously. And Mendy's just never there. And Cancelo's the other option there, and he's not going to play. So I'll let you have Shaw. John Shaw would probably get a game at City at the moment, so it's not reasonable either.
Yeah.
Go on, next.
Okay, I'm going to have to... I think Gundogan's got to be in there.
What about, here we go, to get the both players that we want. We both want De Bruyne and Fernandes in, right? I think that's fair. What about Gundogan number 6? Gundogan number 6. Gundogan's been brilliant. And then Fernandes and De Bruyne.
You know what? I can't complain
I think that's
about that. I think Fred's been quality. But I think Gundogan's been outstanding lately.
Yes, Fred has been brilliant, by the way. Once again, you get games at Man City, but I reckon that's probably fair.
Okay.
Because I feel like you would want to get all those 3 at the moment, and I feel like as much as some other players have got a shout and stuff, Like De Bruyne and Fernandes have to be in there. They just have to be.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that because I feel like up front will be okay up front because I feel like you guys are kind of short up front. So we've got Bruno, De Bruyne, and Gundogan. Yeah.
Okay, I don't. People say mentioning Pogba and Rodri, but Pogba and Rodri, like, I don't think any of those players have been as good as the other ones we mentioned personally.
No. I think Fred would have got a shout in there, but Gundogan's just been very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously as well, like, you know, you could. It's not really fully plausible. You'd probably play him more defensive midfielder, but we're getting just a good midfielders can play anywhere. Then why not, man? Why not?
I'm gonna obviously on the left hand side. You've got to put Rashford in there. You know, be on form, on fire. You disagree there? I'm
just trying to think with the City options. I don't really like Sterling. He still hasn't been great form this season, so I can't disagree with that. Rashford at the moment, yeah, he's in good form. I kind of want to play Foden there, but like I understand.
You can have Foden on the right.
Go fuck it, I'll have Foden on the right then.
Foden on the right.
Rashford
and then Martial up top.
I mean, we haven't got strikers. It's annoying because Aguero's. I mean, obviously we all know if Aguero's fit, it's Aguero. I mean, that's
Aguero, 100%. But Martial has to be in there.
I would probably take that, man. Like, but like, I would take Cavani at City at the moment. I think he'd score loads of goals for us. So,
you know what he would do? He would do.
Yeah,
I don't know why he never went for him. I think but I think it's.
But Bernardo's unfortunately, Bernardo's suspended, so he's not involved.
Suspended, yeah. Torres has got COVID, hasn't it? So
Torres as well. So I think like there's been thankfully injuries are taking some names out there for us, but like made it a little bit more easy. But
wow, that's a good team, man. So De Gea, Cancelo, Stones and Diaz, Shaw, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes. Left wing, we've got Rashford, Martial, and Foden. That wouldn't be a bad match to excel, you know. That wouldn't be a bad one. Because I remember back in the day, you used to finish us off, mate, because we hardly had any players in there.
Cavani's out, by the way. I didn't realise
Cavani's out. Yeah, he's got suspended.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, fuck, he is. I mentioned in my preview, forgot about that. He's obviously
he's banned. Give me your team in terms of City before we kind of get our predictions in there. Give me your team that will play against Man United.
I reckon we haven't done a press conference, so I don't really know who's available. But based off what I think it's going to be, it's Stefan in goal. He's good actually, fair to him. He's a good keeper. He did well in the Bundesliga last season. He's not Edison in passing, but he's a good keeper. Cancelo will play. I think Stones and Diaz will play as well because we haven't played Sunday, and we've got Birmingham at the weekend. So if you're going to rest anyone, you rest him at that. You wouldn't rest him against United. So it should be Stones and Diaz. I think Zinchenko might play again as well because he was really good the other day. Mendy's in the bad books for obvious reasons because of his misdemeanors and that. Brillo's saying that starting confirmed. No, he's not. He's definitely not starting, is he?
No, I doubt it.
But anyway, I think it'll be Zinchenko and then Gundogan, De Bruyne, Rodri. I think it'll be the same as the other day. And then I think Mahrez will come in for Bernardo and it'll be Sterling through the middle or Foden. It'll be like a fluid system or something like that, I reckon.
I don't mind because you don't know what you're going to get.
I'm going to Google this because people are saying Delap starting. I mean, I think you're all having me on here, aren't you? Unless is this something I'm not learning.
I'll say my team while you're searching.
Go for it, man.
I'm going to go with De Gea in net. I'm going to go with Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Maguire. I'm going to go with Telles left back. I think we'll give Telles a run out into this game.
I'll
go with for this game, I'm going to go with Matic and Pogba and Bruno. I think big game, big players. Matic, Pogba, and Bruno. Rashford, Martial, and I'm going to put Greenwood on the right-hand side. So that's what I'm going to go for.
He's not been in great form, has he, Greenwood?
No, it's not. But I think, like, for me, this game, Derby Day, I think they know what it means, doesn't it? You know, some of the youngsters that come up from the academy, they kind of rise up to kind of a,
I agree. That's why I want Foden play because he never gets to play against you guys that much. And I can't see this Delap thing, by the way. So I think
they're trying to play you. They're trying to play you.
Yeah.
Delap fans from up Staffordshire. You know what I mean? Let me hear your predictions then, Steve. What are you going for?
I went for the same as you did, but the other way around, 2-1. Over 2-1.
You know what? And I'm going to go for 2-1 as well. I think that's how. I think for United, I've been doing that a lot at the minute. 2-1s, 1-0s, been a kind of a cagey game. Who's going to score for you? Who's going to score for you?
Philip, Walter Foden, and KDB, De Bruyne and Foden, I reckon. That's what I'm going for.
De Bruyne and Foden. I'm going to go for Rashford and Martial. It's going to be a big game. Big game. Any final thoughts? Because for any kind of thing you're looking for, what you kind of, any pre-match thought?
Hey? I want something satisfying. I need it at the moment, and we both feel the same. But I need City to be on it. To be honest, the only thing I will say is that I want from City is to just go for it, because I'm not treat you respect, definitely, but not too much respect. Like, I want a little bit of confidence, a little bit of arrogance from Man City, which I think we'll be quite cautious. But I just want to see a genuinely good game. That's all I want to see. Yeah. I want to see a bit of aggression. We'll get it. Don't know, but that's what I want to see. So, and to be honest, I don't mind ever losing, as long as it's a really good game and City played well. Like if we were all over you and we missed chances and you pinged in a belter for Fernandes, I'd be frustrated. But but as long as you play well, and also I don't want to give away a penalty. That's another thing I don't want to do.
Well, you're gonna have to watch out for that one. But Stephen, it's been a pleasure. Where can the people find you, mate? Obviously, the link will be in the description below. But just let people find you.
Steve Company, my YouTube channel. Also, I've been tempted to do this. Our faces there. I wanted our faces to join in with the, the pick.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
Do that. But no, it's Steve Company, my Man City channel. It's just more chat like this, really. I guess just decent football chat. So go and give it a subscribe.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to find super chat in quickly there. Right. Your Sterling will get pocketed by Sterling by Wan-Bissaka. You know what? Probably going to be, because at the end of the day, that's what Wan-Bissaka does now. And
he's on the right now anyway, so it'll be Foden you playing against, unfortunately. Yeah. So maybe he's right away from him. But
yeah. Anyway, Stephen, thanks a lot for coming on, mate. Appreciate your time. As always, make sure you go check out his channel, guys. Link will be in the description below. Go check out his channel. You get me 100%. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. And hopefully it'll be a good game, not the drab draw we had, guys. But guys, like the video, subscribe to United Central. We are on road to 30K, guys. So if you are new around here, smash a like on the video, subscribe to United Central. I will see you soon, guys, for the match reaction. Manchester Derby. Come on, United.